So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Autumn 2009. This is going to be another Canucksploitation flicks. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this movie. It's got cameo by cameo of David Carradine. This has got to be hands down the worst zombie flick that I've ever seen. And it takes place in Canada, but the actors sound like they have New Zealand accent, a couple of them, the main actors. And not sure why, but there's some kind of plague that hits the Earth, planet Earth, and wipes out 99% of the population. Then they come back as zombies, slowly gaining strength, although they seem to be in slow motion throughout the entire movie. Even David Carradine's mom has the kung fu slow motion convulsions in her bed when she's tied down. And the zombies look like they're covered in chocolate syrup. The fake sounds are clearly dubbed in. And the dialogue is just plain boring. I can't even say that it's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. It's just horrible, painful to watch, very boring. Even 5 minutes in, when I was watching at Starbucks with my son on Thursday, I decided to shut it off and take a 15-minute nap instead. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. So they're in some kind of community center with a bunch of other people, and I guess the three smarter ones, so to speak, they decide to take off and find some isolated house to bunk themselves in. Meanwhile, everybody else at the community center dies, except for the clown character, is all covered in blood when the motorcycle guy goes back there to check out his family and his former cohorts at the community center. And very confusing editing. It was hard to follow what was happening. They put up some rickety fence at the isolated house, and somehow it manages to keep the zombies at bay. They're attracted to the generator by the side of the house when it's turned on for some odd reason that's never explained. And yeah, they don't look realistic at all. They're slow moving, and I don't know. I guess you can compare it to Burial Ground, although I've never seen that movie. I've heard that the zombies are very slow in that one too. So kind of similar, I guess. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I've never seen that movie, honestly, but I do have it in my Netflix queue, I believe. And so I'll probably get around to watching it one of these days if it's not on my saved queue. I know I got some more zombie stuff on there. I just I haven't had time to look at my queue. I know there's at least one zombie flick on there, I think, and maybe some Umberto Lenzi kind of stuff. Anyways, the motorcycle guy, after he checks out his community center in his house. He bumps into David Carradine, who's kind of like a crazy Rat Pack kind of guy. He's got his zombie mom tied down upstairs in her bed, all covered in chocolate syrup and convulsing in slow motion, kung fu style. And then he refuses to go with the guy back to the house where he was staying. Why he decided to leave and come back is a mystery. He slips off his bike for some unknown reason. Again, another film editing problem. And not sure why. Then he runs back to the SUV where his friends are. They just happen to be there. They're driving back from the lake where they're pondering how insignificant they are. And nothing's man-made out in the lake. Kind of lame scene there. And it's a wonder why the lady doesn't take off her clothes. She's not bad looking. She's kind of chubby white woman. But she kind of leans on the shoulder of the bearded guy. So I guess they're more than just friends. I don't know. Maybe they're doing something off camera. Who knows? Another plot hole there, and I don't know. I just couldn't get into this movie. It was just too boring for me, and too much dialogue that really didn't match up to reality. Do people actually talk like that to each other? I don't think so. And terrible ending, really didn't make sense. Rather abrupt ending that kind of contributed to the overall continuity problem with the editing. And just bad all around. Can't recommend it. Can't say check it out. And I'm not going to post the trailer of the movie in the description box, so definitely skip this one. I'll try to get around to Bad Cop and the other movie I got. Can't think of the name. Point of No Return or something like that. Another David Carradine, Michael Madsen collaboration with the Bad Cop, I think, or Point of No Return. I can't remember which one, but I'll probably get around to watching those two on Sunday. I had a little incident with one of my part-time employers. Just been having trouble with my part-time work in general. This is probably my last weekend with the graveyard valet job, Fisherman's Wharf, because they're bringing some guys over from the clothes garage nearby, and so they're replacing me, I guess, starting next week. I don't know. I guess I'll find out tonight, and in all likelihood, this will be my last week. And then I kept trying to follow up during the past week about, week and a half about my getting my schedule fixed at my grocery delivery job. They never seem to fix the schedule according to what I email them every week. And so I kept following up like three times with the manager on duty there. I was covering for my direct supervisor, and he fixed my calendar for last week, which was nice. But when I kept pestering him for like a week and a half, he finally got back to me today and he said, your services are not required today due to business needs, and we'll see you next week. So that was kind of discouraging, but I did get about 2.5 hours of sleep. The annoying church lady woke me up to tell me to transfer all of my food into the new refrigerator. Finally got a stove and an oven and a larger refrigerator, which is nice, but I don't appreciate being woken up, and she wanted to come here and talk to me. She tends to talk a lot. So I told her, as soon as I transfer my food, I'm going back to bed, so please don't come. And I didn't mean to be rude to her, but she's been kind of annoying, telling me to go say hi to the lady, the old lady upstairs more frequently, and telling me that she wouldn't have allowed me to move in if I had been more forthcoming with my busy schedule, working 3 jobs and having to run errands two nights a week. And I don't know. I just got a bad taste in my mouth from the whole thing. She put the refrigerator on back order, and I think that's what delayed it about a month or so. So better late than never, I guess. I didn't complain about it with the $450 a month that I'm paying here, but I better go. I've got to brush my teeth, take my vitamins, and start my graveyard shift. So I just want to get that review in and check out the other 2 movies that David Carradine did towards the end of his life, and we'll see how that goes. Laters.